Hello, I'm Mr. Roguery, and in this video I'm going to be covering mining in the War Within. So if you're eager to level up your mining profession and just want a little bit more information, this video's got you covered. I'll explore what's new in mining, share 2 potentially good farming routes, and offer some tips to make the most out of your mining journey in the start of the expansion. So let's get started. Mining in the War Within is very similar to Dragonflight, with a few new twists. First off, there are new ores to discover. We have bismuth, which is common, and then aquarite and ironclaw, the 2 uncommon ores. You will find bismuth in all 4 zones of Khazalgar, while ironclaw is exclusive to the Isle of Dorn and the Ringing Deeps, whereas aquarite is only found in Hallowfall and Azj-Kahet. But that's not all, there are also 5 new ore modifiers to keep an eye out for adding that unique twist to your mining experience. So let's break those down. First we have the Crystallized. It grants a 2-minute buff that increases your secondary stats by 3% and will protect you from the negative effects of Weeping Ore and Altered Herbs. These will also get you a crystalline powder as a bonus drop. We then have the Weeping Ore. This is by far the rarest of the nodes. Weeping Ore inflicts horrific poison, dealing damage over time, slowing you and reducing your primary stat and stamina for a minute. However, if you have the crystallized buff, you can avoid the debuff. This node also drops Writhing Sample. Then we have Webbed. These nodes tether you when you approach, significantly slowing your movement for 7 seconds. Webbed nodes also drop additional Weaver Cloth. Ease Mine nodes. These are nodes embedded with dynamite. It explodes as you mine them, and you will get ground circles showing you where the blast will happen. If you stand in one of these circles, it will cause heavy damage and a knockback, so make sure you're quick. Ease Mine nodes offer increased material drops similar to a rich node, and rusted piles of scrap for engineers. Finally, we have the Camouflage nodes. These are only visible while you're under the effects of a Phial of Truesight, which are crafted by alchemists. Camouflage nodes can either be the bismuth or the uncommon ore not usually found in that zone. For instance, if you're in Hallowfall, you will find bismuth and aquarite naturally, whereas the camouflage nodes will be bismuth and ironclaw. Just like in Dragonflight, you can earn 1 knowledge point every time you mine a new type of modified ore. With 3 types of ore, there's 3 seams and 6 types of modifiers, if we include rich nodes. That's a potential of 24 knowledge points that you can earn just by mining all variations of the ore. In addition, there's also the 8 mining knowledge treasures. I will do a quick overview of the locations of these. I will include the coordinates in the description so that you can just copy paste them into the game if you want to do that. So first we have the Dornogal Chisel. This is in the southwest of Dornogal on the platform that overlooks the whole zone. Next we have the Earthen Miner's Gavel. It's a small hammer in the Boulder Springs area of Dornogal. Then we have the Regenerating Ore. This is located in the very south of the Talok area. There are enemies nearby which will attack you, so be careful. We then have the Earth Excavator's Shovel. This is located in the Forge, a little north of Gundargaz, which is the central city of the Ringing Deeps. We then have the Devout Archaeologist's Excavator. This is a large shovel on a table in central Meroldar. Meroldar being the capital city of Hallowfall. We then have the Arathi Precision Drill. This is located near the centre of Beladar's Bounty. It's underneath some stairs on a table. The last 2 treasures for mining are in the City of Threads. So if you haven't completed the campaign up to the point of unlocking the City of Threads, you may not be able to unlock these treasures. The first is the Heavy Spider Crusher. This is located in the north of the City of Threads in the Umbral Bazaar. Then we have the Nerubian mining supplies, which are located in the lower part of the City of Threads. It is a small crashed minecart. So, to get started with mining, you're going to need to visit Tarib. You'll find him in the north of the foregrounds near the centre of Dornogal, which is the capital city of Khazalgar. You'll naturally be sent to Dornogal within your first 10 quests, so make sure you don't rush there early just for the training. So, before you start mining, especially if you're not on launch day, there are a few things you could consider grabbing from the auction house. The first is mining equipment. The Proficient Pickaxe, Bismuth Miner's Headgear and Miner's Bismuth Hoard are great early picks. They get you a skill boost and allow you to gather higher rank materials much sooner. The second is files. If you have any leftover artisan's metal from Dragonflight, you can craft yourself some steaming files of finesse if you have an alchemist. These are bind on pickup, meaning that you would have to use the work order system if you don't have your own alchemist. They provide a finesse bonus that works on Khazalgar nodes. Additionally, you could get a file of True Sight, which will be necessary to see the camouflage nodes. However, they're going to be pricey at the very start of the expansion. We then have the file of Bountiful Seasons. This file is still a bit of a mystery to me. It grants finesse during the summer, but the resourcefulness it grants during the winter doesn't really apply to mining. I'm still figuring out how it actually works. So if you buy that one, please let me know. One thing to remember is the steaming file of finesse and the file of True Sight can be active at the same time. So to level up mining, you're simply just going to mine whatever you can. But be aware that there are some nodes that will stop giving skill ups earlier than others. I have a table on screen breaking this down. However, bismuth turns yellow at 30, green at 35 and grey at 40. Acrorite turns yellow at 65, green at 70 and grey at 75. Rich bismuth will turn yellow at 45, green at 50 and grey at 55. Rich acrorite and ironclaw will go yellow at 75, green at 80 and grey at 85. Bismuth seams will go yellow at 80, green at 85 and grey at 90. Ironclaw and acrorite seams will be yellow at 90, green at 95 and will stay that way until 100. Modified bismuth will go yellow at 80, green at 85 and grey at 90. And finally your modified ironclaw and bismuth will stay orange the whole time. While leveling, you will unlock your specializations. I do recommend unlocking these in a specific order. That order is mining fundamentals, because unlocking this tree restores a vigor every time you mine a node. This is incredibly useful. Eventually you can mine while mounted, though that will cost 60 points in the mining fundamentals specialization. Second, unlock mastering the mysteries. This unlocks the Overload node ability, which has a long cooldown but grants additional resources. The cooldown is reduced as you mine, and you can further enhance it by investing knowledge points in this specialization. The final one is Plethora of Ore. This specialization grants a flat 30 finesse when it's unlocked. While it's a great way to make extra gold early on, I do believe the base unlocks of the other two specializations are way more powerful. So now I have two farming routes. I have included one Ironclaw route and one Acrorite route. For the Ironclaw route, I recommend farming in the Isle of Dorn. It loops around the west coast and across the front of the capital Dornogal. For Acrorite, head to Hallowfall. My route follows the rivers up and down. Just be mindful, this is a very vertical zone and you will need to manage your vigor quite well. And that's all I've got for mining. If this guide was useful, then please consider hitting the like button, and if you want more World of Warcraft content, consider hitting the subscribe button. Cheers and happy gathering.